Unbelievable. Look at your screen, because the game has just changed the rules in a way that has sent the entire wrestling industry into a state of total paralysis. This isn't the high-gloss, corporate entertainment you're used to. This is the raw, jagged edge of a boardroom war that just spilled into the public eye. Tonight on Wrestling Apocalypse, we are breaking down the seismic fallout from a night where the best in the world CM Punk didn't just drop a pipe bomb, he set fire to the building. But this time, the chief content officer Triple H didn't just sit back and watch it burn. In a move that has left the WWE Universe divided and the locker room in a state of shock, the game has finally drawn the line. We have the exclusive details on the shocking statement that pushed the front office over the edge and the official word on the massive, indefinite suspension handed down to the voice of the voiceless. The era of anything goes just hit a brick wall of executive authority. The energy inside the arena tonight was suffocating. You could feel the air thin out the moment CM Punk's music hit for the opening segment. He didn't come out with his usual smirk, he came out with a look of cold, calculated defiance. He sat in the center of the ring, grabbed the microphone, and for 15 minutes, he dismantled the very foundation of the Triple H era. He spoke about the fake transparency of the new regime, he targeted the board of directors by name, and then he made the shocking statement that silenced 20,000 people, a direct, personal allegation regarding the integrity of the creative process that felt less like a promo and more like a legal deposition. The silence in the arena was terrifying. You could hear a pin drop because every fan in that building knew you can talk about the wrestlers, and you can talk about the matches, but you never, ever attack the game himself while his hand is on the steering wheel. The cinematic quality of the night shifted the moment the cameras cut backstage. While Punk was still in the ring, soaking in the mixed boos and shocked gasps of the crowd, our sources at Wrestling Apocalypse were monitoring the production area near the gorilla position. We are told that Triple H didn't just watch the monitor, he walked straight to the technical director and ordered the microphone to be cut. The visual of Punk shouting into a dead mic while the house lights turned a deep, bruised purple was a masterclass in psychological tension. Security didn't just escort Punk out, they formed a tactical wall. Michael Cole was on commentary, his voice trembling, saying, "I've never seen Hunter look like that." That wasn't a boss being annoyed. That was a leader realizing he had a mutiny on his hands. Let's talk about the fan perspective, because the social media landscape is currently a smoking crater. The hashtag #FreePunk is battling hashtag #RespectTheGame for the top spot on every platform. We saw viral clips of fans in the front row with their hands over their mouths, realizing that the Netflix era of professional wrestling just got its first real dose of corporate reality. The humor in the situation, if you can find it, was seeing the social media managers for the WWE frantically trying to edit the live replay to remove the most incendiary parts of Punk's statement. But once the bell is rung, you can't unring it. Punk didn't just light a fuse, he threw a grenade into the corporate offices and dared the game to catch it. Backstage insights tell us that the locker room was a ghost town after the segment. We've heard reports that a mandatory meeting was called within minutes of the suspension being finalized. One veteran producer told us anonymously, the mood shifted from a sports entertainment show to a corporate lockdown. When you target the integrity of the office, you're not talking to the character of Triple H, you're talking to the man who answers to the shareholders. The tension was so thick that several top-tier superstars reportedly walked out of the building to avoid being drawn into the crossfire. Nobody wants to be the collateral damage when the CCO decides to lay the hammer down on someone's career. The stakes for the next Premium Live event have just been catapulted into a different dimension. This isn't about the World Heavyweight title anymore. This is about the law of the land. This is about the fact that CM Punk has challenged the very authority that brought him back into the fold. The consequences are going to be felt in every match and every promo from here to WrestleMania. We saw Triple H's official statement on the WWE website, a simple, black and white graphic stating that Punk has been suspended indefinitely for conduct unbecoming of a professional. No flowery language. No catchphrases. Just the cold reality of a contract being frozen. The pacing of the night was a masterclass in tension. After the suspension was announced, the show didn't just go back to normal. Every segment felt like it was overshadowed by the ghost of the man who was just hauled out of the building. When the main event ended, the lights didn't just go up. Triple H appeared on the big screen from his office, looking exhausted but resolute. He told the audience that no one man is bigger than the industry, and that the game is always played on his terms. It wasn't the King of Kings promo we're used to, it was the statement of a CEO who just had to fire his best employee to save his company. Think about the emotional beat of this story. CM Punk is a man who thrives on being the outsider, the rebel, the guy who says the unspoken truth. But in targeting the creative integrity of the new era, he might have finally found the one line he shouldn't have crossed. This isn't kayfabe anymore, this is visceral. Seeing the way the veterans in the back reacted, guys like Paul Heyman, who looked like he had seen a ghost, tells you everything you need to know. Heyman knows better than anyone what happens when the game decides to stop playing. He didn't even try to defend Punk's words, he just looked at the floor and walked away. The cinematic storytelling here is what we live for on Wrestling Apocalypse. We are moving away from the vision and the nightmare and into an era of executive warfare, where the most important thing isn't the gold around your waist, but the signature on your paycheck. Punk has bet his entire career that he is too big to be silenced. But Triple H just reminded the world that while Punk may be the best in the world, the game owns the world. As we look toward next week's Raw, the questions are piling up like a multi-car wreck on the highway. Will the fans hijack the show with Punk chants? Will other superstars stand in solidarity with the voice of the voiceless, or will they fall in line behind the office? And what about the sponsors? The apocalypse isn't a theory anymore, it's the reality that CM Punk created when he opened his mouth and let that shocking statement fly. So, Wrestling Apocalypse family, what is your honest reaction to the suspension? Did Triple H do the right thing by drawing a hard line, or is this a power trip that is going to destroy the momentum of the company? Is CM Punk a martyr for the truth, or is he a liability that finally became too heavy to carry? Sound off in the comments. I want to see the hashtag #FreePunk and hashtag Team Triple H logos. I want to know who you think wins this battle for the soul of the WWE. If you felt the ground move tonight, and if you're ready for the most personal, high-stakes corporate rivalry in history, then you know what to do. Smash that like button until it breaks. It tells the algorithm that the apocalypse is the only voice that matters when the game is on the warpath. Subscribe to Wrestling Apocalypse and hit that notification bell, because we are going to be providing 24/7 coverage of this suspension and the potential legal fallout. We've got eyes on the corporate jets and ears in the boardroom. Would you like me to do a full timeline of the conflict video tomorrow, breaking down every micro interaction between Triple H and Punk since his return? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for riding with us. The world of wrestling just got a lot more dangerous, the stakes just got a lot higher, and the best in the world just found out what happens when you try to play the player. Stay safe, keep your eyes on the boardroom, and never ever underestimate the man who holds the hammer. Stay loud, stay wild, and we'll see you in the next one. The apocalypse is here, and it's being sanctioned by the office. We'll see you for the fallout. Look at your screen, because the game has just changed the rules in a way that has sent the entire wrestling industry into a state of total paralysis. This isn't the high-gloss, corporate entertainment you're used to. This is the raw, jagged edge of a boardroom war that just spilled into the public eye. Tonight on Wrestling Apocalypse, we are breaking down the seismic fallout from a night where the best in the world CM Punk didn't just drop a pipe bomb, he set fire to the building. But this time, the chief content officer Triple H didn't just sit back and watch it burn. In a move that has left the WWE Universe divided and the locker room in a state of shock, the game has finally drawn the line. We have the exclusive details on the shocking statement that pushed the front office over the edge and the official word on the massive, indefinite suspension handed down to the voice of the voiceless. The era of anything goes just hit a brick wall of executive authority. The energy inside the arena tonight was suffocating. You could feel the air thin out the moment CM